Judy,
Yes.
you've had a long, um, lovely run with Appreciative Inquiry,
Hmm.
and I wonder if you can um, think of the many, the many organizations and communities that you've worked with and individuals, and tell me the story of one that has had engaged Appreciative Inquiry to the fullest and had a real impact on the organization and on the field of Appreciative Inquiry.
So I would say that the one that probably would fit that bill would be Green Mountain Coffee, which is now Keurig Green Mountain. At the time, it was just a little Vermont-based coffee roaster. And Bob Stiller was the CEO of Green Mountain, and he had come to Case to study Appreciative Inquiry, to take the course, the licensing training, with his management team. He brought like 4 or 5 people. And after he took it, he really liked it. And he called up David, and he wanted David to come consult with him with Green Mountain Coffee. And David called me and said, because we were talking about starting a center at Case, what became the Center for Business as Agent of World Benefit. And but he couldn't figure out how to fund it. So he said, how about if you come do this with me at Green Mountain, and then the salary from that will get us going on the center. And I can't remember exactly the financial arrangements. I don't know if he turned over some of his salary to the starting of the center. I don't remember. But at any rate, so we began with Bob and his management team in about 2002, I think, something like that. Could have been 2001. I don't think it was. I know it wasn't any earlier. And we did Appreciative Inquiry for days. We did big summits that included 200 and 300 people at local hotels. Then we did smaller ones on the premises. We did them around all kinds of subjects. I think the one Bob liked the most was we did one on writing principles. And we wrote a set of principles for Green Mountain that he still carries in his wallet. And I do too.
Wow.
So that really affected the culture. I think if you ask Bob today, what were the 2 or 3 or 4 things that he did? He was very innovative. I mean, he had a meditation room and a meditation teacher. He did fair trade before it was fashionable. So it wasn't like he did this in isolation. It was part of a whole ethos about how to run a company. But it really affected the culture, not only the positive framework, but also this notion of gathering large portions of the company to come together to talk about things. So he felt it really had a big effect on the culture. I think it did. I think it created a real sense of camaraderie and closeness and enthusiasm. You know, they had a lot of enthusiasm for their work.
So the notion of having as many voices in the room as possible.
Right. That the talent was in the system, that if you just did hierarchies, you were never going to get at the great talent that was everywhere. And he really believed that. I mean, it wasn't just, he believed the principle, but he wouldn't have known how to pull it off. And Appreciative Inquiry demonstrated how do you actually do that. Mm-hmm. So we did many, many, many summits. I don't even remember how many. And then there's the business of getting their work incorporated into the work of the organization. And he liked it so much that years later, when he was funding the Stiller School, what has become the Stiller School of Business, Robert P. Stiller School of Business at Champlain College, that then became the support for the David Cooperrider Center for Appreciative Inquiry at Champlain College. So it's significant because it really shifted the locus of appreciative inquiry from Ohio to Vermont. I mean, it still happens in Ohio, but it really created a real important center for appreciative inquiry in Vermont. which is where Green Mountain Coffee had been located. Now,
Right.
Green Mountain went on to become very famous. They acquired Keurig. They were the people responsible for those millions of Keurig machines in kitchens all over the world, changed the way we drank coffee, et cetera, et cetera. But appreciative inquiry was a key part of the culture creation at Green Mountain.
Great. Thanks.
Yeah.